Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back. Well, this morning we're in Oceanside, California, and we are at Mission San Luis Rey of Francis. Trying to make sure I'm in the right spot there. Directly behind me you can see the mission. This is let's go back. This was founded 1798. I believe it was finished around 1815. This is known as the King of Missions. Out of all the missions on the El Camino Real, this is the biggest one. So another cool thing about this mission, this is only one of two in California cross-shaped churches. I'm trying to see, I guess because how the steeple where the bell is, I'm not too sure. We're going to go over here eventually. There's a skull and crossbones, it looks like, above that cemetery area right over there. I'm really excited to show you guys. I haven't been here in quite some time. There's plenty of ground squirrels out this morning. And they used to, I'm sure they still do, I believe over in that area. When I was younger, I only lived a couple miles from here. They used to do like arts festivals, which I think a lot of churches do, and I think they would be doing. But a fun fact around this one is when I was younger, I was somewhere over here. I feel like it's all coming back to me. We found these strings. My brother and I found these strings in the dirt. And I guess they were traps. And we came back with like 5 or 10 of them. And I remember the people from the mission came out. They were not too pleased with us, let's say, for pulling their traps out of the ground. Look at the size of this tree. I wonder how many years, how many decades this thing has seen. It's quite wide across the bottom, as you can see. But I wanted to look at this adobe of the original and go see what the sign is over here real quick. There's so many cool places that I take for granted living in Southern California, so it's kind of fun that I'm able to go around and show people maybe that have lived here before or haven't been back to this area in quite some time. So it's kind of fun for me doing these ones. I didn't know what I was going to do today. It's a Thursday, currently early in the morning filming this. Look at this tree. I believe this is a pepper tree. Look at the base on this thing. There's a rabbit there as well. Interesting. Okay, and here we go. The Mormon Battalion. Exactly 150 years ago, American families, adherents of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, were driven from Nuevo, then the largest city of Illinois, created by them out of marshlands. Oh, time is it? It's not a significant time, but the bells are going off. Here's a couple stairs that lead into someone's living area, probably, no doubt. Or maybe on the outsides. Maybe this is the walkway. Not too bad. I can think of worse places to be, but at least you're on the coast. Not in the middle of the desert where it gets quite warm. Over there you can still see the wooden beams that frame out maybe a window. Here you have a monument of Jesus carrying the cross. Nicely done. Here's the fountain that sits directly outside the mission. I'm sure this thing has seen, well, some things, I'm sure. Been here quite a long time. Had everything from weddings to funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, celebrations. And it lies directly in front of the mission. Now this outside shows the grounds. Here's the St. Francis Memorial. Maybe we'll make our, oh, they have a labyrinth garden. Jesus nailed to a cross. Simon helps Jesus carry the cross. We'll have to make our way through all this. The English garden. the Lasenio Monument. And we are currently right here. So that was the military barrack ruins. Okay, so I was completely wrong. I'm gonna have to look this over, but right in front of me is the mission. Some interesting things about this too, and those original wooden doors too. Really cool thing with the pine that was used in building this place. Try to get this thing in full frame here so you can really just see the king of missions, San Luis Rey. Now, I absolutely love this. You don't see this that often, but look at the skull and crossbones. And this is the entryway into the old mission, San Luis Rey, established 1798. That is definitely something out of, well, of course I'm going to go to Pirates of the Caribbean. But it is to me. That's my era. The Death Morti, the Francis burial crypts as we walk in here to the left in order to protect and conserve the mission church. That's just about taking care of it. But is this where Francis is buried? I would have to think so. Well, this is all of the people that served here. That's pretty interesting. Wow. And that is locked off. The rest in peace on there. Here are some of the grounds. 1926, 2009. Looks like they might be doing a tour over there or just some people getting together. I'll give them their space, but one thing I noticed right off the bat is all the different trees here. You get the coastal style Northern California trees, but then you have, you know, just the classic palm trees as well. The grounds aren't that big here, and I think these are pretty much saved for certain people, and I think they want to keep it not crowded. So here's the friary for the private residence of whoever is looking over the Francis Friary. And it does go all the way back here through these gates. Everything seems to be open, which is kind of nice for exploring for someone with a channel like mine. But here are the other grounds. So I'm using my DJI mic today to just, I knew I'd be whispering in a lot of these places, so maybe this will pick it up a little bit better. I'm sure it will. One of the things I was thinking about while walking around here, and I have nothing but time, I go from place to place to show you guys, but maybe this will be the first. Okay, so there's 21 missions up El Camino Real. Maybe this will be the first. Maybe I'll hit all 20 like Hill did. Maybe that's something I want to do. But without further ado, we're going to go inside. I'm going to remove my hat. Make our way inside the mission. I was wrong. That's the copal up there, made from pine. Really amazing. Currently right below the bells. Wow, this is really something. Now this is what I believe is the Colpo. And I believe it's the largest of the missions. It's all made from wood. The original paint as well. This camera actually picks up a lot more from what the painting's showing here. They're really dark. And there are people praying, so I'm trying to keep quiet. This really is something to see. Try to show the whole scheme of things. This is just amazing. That was really cool. Of course I had to be quiet in there, but I'm so glad I was able to show some of that. Wow, very peaceful. If you ever get the chance, stop by. Donations are accepted, not required. Wow. Said a prayer? I really enjoyed that. If you have any questions or comments about that, send me a message. Otherwise, let's go see something that I'm really excited to see. Something that might be a little bit ridiculous, but what do I care? It's something I want to see here, so we're going to go check it out anyways. And you can see the age on the wood here. We're going to go into the museum after Now, I don't know if you've seen this skit, but if you've been alive for any point in time, you've heard of a show called Saturday Night Live. And this reminds me of it because it's one of my favorite Adam Sandler skits. So I think this is something that I really want to see. The oldest pepper tree. You ever see Pepper Boy? Would you like a more pepper? Grazie, grazie, more pepper. All right, it's going to be a quiet area, so we're going to go in here.
You see how the pepper works, Carlo, huh?
I am afraid, Signor Marco.
Do not be afraid of the pepper, Carlo. The pepper is your friend. All right? Look, I see a salad. You go, you take the pepper.
So here it is, the oldest pepper tree in California, planted in 1830 by a sailor from Peru, and the tree still stands today. The pepper tree. Grazie, grazie. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Why, thank you, Pepper Boy! That's the perfect amount of pepper! Bravo!
Very good, Pepper Boy. There it is, out in the distance. That's the closest we can get to the pepper tree. Adam Sandler's too funny. I think it's him and David Spade, right? The Pepper Boy. I don't want to tell you how that ends, but Phil Hartman comes in and gives them the bad news.
I'm afraid I got some bad news, boys. I just bought one of these electric pepper grinders for every table in the place. How about that, huh? You're both fired.
This is an outrage.
I'm not sure what that thing is out in the back. The cylinder-looking thing made out of brick. But it looks cool, and it's got that little window in it. But here's the bells. The El Camino Real bells, if you're familiar with that. Find those all the way up. I believe that each mission had to be within 1 day's walking distance, if I'm not mistaken. pan out on that. You can see the age of the brickwork, and it's just deteriorating there. So sadly, the museum doesn't open till 10, and of course I'm early because I'm always early. But I was just reading something that said, please lock your car because they have had break-ins recently, which I think is sad. Come on, man. Of all places, you would think you could maybe come to a mission and break in, but I guess the devil's all over. That's just terrible. I don't know where we can walk from here. I'm going to head over to the Parish Center, kind of show that, since we've already done the King. There's the King right there. We'll see what else we can maybe discover here at the Mission Stained Glass. So I walked over to the chapel, and to the left of the chapel is the Parish Center. Just to give the juxtaposition, this is where we are at from the main mission over there. It's just a simple little walk. Might as well walk in here. The light is really illuminating that stained glass. It looks pretty cool. Maybe we can peek our heads in. They do not want you throwing anything into this pond. No food, no fish, no turtles, no animals. There's already some koi's in there. Walk up here is another nice fountain. We used to have these flowers at our house all the time. I'm sure my parents remember these. I forgot what those were called, but they're pretty easy to maintain. Walk up this little stairway. I thought they said no turtles. Those are some big koi. I'm not sure if I can walk in here right now, but the stained glass. I'm not going to walk in there because there are people praying. But we'll walk around to show the other side of the stained glass as well. That is something else. Look at that. Detail in the hands. That is wild. Directly on the other side now. I want to be a little bit quiet because there are people in there. There's another stained glass, and you can't really see from here. Maybe I could peek my head in right over here. There are people praying, but I do want to show you. That's something else that's gorgeous. Now, I've never seen, this statue before. This is Rachel. And she is weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted for them because they are gone. You are gone, but not forgotten. Donated by the Knights of Columbus. That is something else. I've never seen a statue like that for that reasoning. I think it's well deserved, though, for sure. Wow. That one kind of hits, doesn't it? And then we're in the Sarah Garden. There's a few other statues over here, and we're on the other side of the Parish Center. See what this statue is right over this way, with this guy gleefully waving me over. I believe it says, well, this is just for Peggy Deely. It was donated, but if anybody knows who this is, Saint someone, I'm sure, because he has the rabbit and the birds. I forgot which one. I think I have a statue of this at my mom's house. I saved it from a burning house up in Oregon. Another fountain here. It's nice to see all the fountains full of water and working, actually. And you can hear the chatter coming from over here at the parish dining room. They have the lights on. Everybody's grabbing a bite to eat. Another stained glass window as you enter there. Cactus garden outside the cemetery here. Mary here. Light some candles here too if you choose. I can't believe I haven't been here before. So nice, and a piece of fruit somebody left behind. a lot of people go down to San Diego, or they'll go to San Juan Capistrano across the mountain here behind me, because San Juan's pretty interesting. San Juan is always under construction because it's fallen apart from the earthquakes and it's been hit so many times. This one, however, looks like it's well standing and well preserved. I know they've done some construction on it, but it looks like it's withholding everything pretty well. Come out here, Oceanside, California. Come check it out. It's well worth it. It's well worth a day trip. Spend a couple hours here. Go down to the beach if you want. I'm not doing that today, but I don't know, grab a burrito. Do something San Diego-ish. Listen to some Blink-182. Make a day out of it. Gonna go this way, exploring every square inch of this place. Look at that, right behind me. I believe this is the side where the swimming pool is. And oh no, this is the Scholarship Prep Charter School. I think we're allowed over here. I'm just gonna walk by the grounds real quick. Oh no, it looks like kids are at play, so I'll just show the school real quick. Reach higher, dream bigger. School prep. Very nice. Get out your shovels, because the future archaeological survey site is right here. Come on down. I don't know, I should be telling people that. bring your metal detectors. Bring your groundhog repellent, ground squirrel repellent. I'm gonna walk back to my car now over there. And I think that's gonna wrap it up from the San Luis mission. Now, when I first started coming here, it would have been the early 80s with my parents when we lived out in Oceanside. My dad worked close to here, and we moved to Temecula about 87, so yeah, it's been some time. But being back on the grounds, it feels like everything, and like anywhere in Southern California, has been encroached upon. They've sold off pieces. The main road's a little bit closer, and as a kid, everything always seems a little bit bigger to you. It always seems like everything's so large until you, well, even when you get there. But as you get older, things seem to shrink down, I've noticed. Especially going back to a lot of places like this where I've been before. With that being said, like this video if you like this video, send me a message. I like getting messages. If you have any questions about San Luis Rey, about visiting, or just anything at all, let me know. I'll be glad to respond. Please consider subscribing. As always, from the mission that was built, well, 200 years ago. It's something else, isn't it? And we're at the king of missions right here behind me. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll see you next time. One more vast look. I'm trying to think. I'm sure my parents will let me know where the art festival used to be held on the grounds. I could see it here, but this is all on a slant. I'm thinking it might have been over there in front of the school, possibly. But, wow, this is something to see. If this is my first of the 21 missions on the El Camino Real, I started off with the king, and we'll be moving my way through the coast. I think I'm going to hit quite a few more. I'm liking this.